Hey, what's up, friends? Raven Doc at Timworks. How y'all doing? What we're talking about today is we're talking about ground bearing pressure on your lathe, getting it equalized, and maybe possibly getting rid of some of those vibrations that you may be getting in your machine. Okay? It's an often overlooked step. Some machines are easier than other, but most of them have a setup that you can use and do. So, what One Way has in this 2436 is a simple headless Allen key bolt, kind of like our grub screws or our set screws that we use in our chucks and various other things. Well, if you see here, it's just a headless Allen key bolt and a jam nut or a lock nut. So once you get the elevation desired, you lock this down and it can't back out. What I have here is a piece of 5/8 thick steel that I drilled a divot hole in. I put these lines corner to corner to help me align it over there at the lathe, because there's actually 3 lathe holes and I can see this and the other two, and it helps me get my depth. Now, if you are able to bolt your lathe to the ground, that pretty much eliminates this step. I will eventually do that, but I'm not sure if this is where I want my lathe. Once I figure that out, I will put bolts into the concrete, tighten it down, and grout everything in around it and make it a permanent fixture. I've done it before where I just kind of tighten these into the ground, and well, it's concrete. You know, any little bit of vibration and that set screw is going to put a hole in the ground or in the concrete, and you're going to lose your ground bearing. I'm not worried about getting the machine level. I'm worried about getting the ground forces even. If you've ever had a wobble in your machine that you just couldn't get rid of and you know everything's running true, this could be one of the problems that you're facing and solution to getting rid of that vibration and wobble. Come on over here, son. So, like with anything else, it's sometimes easier just to get a hand, and you know, that's what kids and grandkids and spouses and all that are for. I got the kid out here doing the heavy work, and I got the wife filming. So let's go ahead and lift this corner.
Cody, come here.
Okay, just enough to get this in there. All right.
Drop it.
Easy. Okay, so now I'm barely touching. I can't move that plate. And so now we just rinse and repeat to all 4 of the set screws. All right. Hi, Cody. Cody. Oh, dog. Okay, so we just barely want enough touch right there. I don't want this up high because this lathe is already too tall for me as it is.
Do you have your mic on?
I hope so.
I don't think so.
Nope. Ah!
I just now noticed the green wasn't going across.
Is it going now? What? Yeah. All right. We're going to have to splice a bunch of this together because my mic wasn't on. So let's see where we're at. So we're rinsing and repeating. We're going to each of the 4 different legs and setting these.
Definitely.
we're doing is lifting this up enough. This might be able to go under. Okay. And so the way Kevin at One Way explained me to do this the easiest way possible is to tighten 3 down, get them set and pressure on there, and then you have the 4th one backed off. And then what you do is while the machine's running, you'll be able to feel a vibration, and you can tighten the 4th one until the vibration goes away, and then you lock it down. It's also better to do it with a load on the machine. So hopefully this large chuck will give us that load that we need. But what we'll do is we'll just come by and we'll give a little turn, you know, just a quarter turn to make sure that that is bottomed out. Quarter turn. And then what we'll do is we'll run down the jam nuts so this thing isn't moving and wobbling around on us. So I'm using a 6mm Allen wrench, and I'm using a 3/4 end wrench. Now they suggest to keep the leg closest to the control setting loose. So that's the one that you adjust, and you're right by the control box. So you don't have to walk around and mess with stuff. You're just right here. You tighten and loosen it right here by your control box. Okay, so this leg is floating. I've needed to do this for a while now because I need to get back to turning. I miss turning. I miss the relaxation that it gives me. Okay. Got this handy dandy little power system. Power on. We will turn this down and start the machine. I don't like the way that sounds without anything in that. Do I have... So let's put this roughed out giant cherry bowl in that we just saw recently. Oh, it's ovaled. Ooh-wee, friends, that thing is really ovaled. I just want it fast enough. That should put a heck of a wobble into it. Okay, that's the wobble that I want to hear. And now I will come over to this set screw, the last one that hasn't been touched. And just like that, that wobble or the vibration went away. Okay, so I just want you to see, I don't want to be spinning this, but backed off, tightened up, and now I went too tight, and so now I need to back it off, and right there's the sweet spot, and then we tighten down our jam nut. Okay, now later when I start turning again here, hopefully soon, what I'll do is I'll put a piece of wood on, get it trued up, you know, get a good true cylinder out of it, and then I'll go through this process again where I will just loosen the jam nut on this one leg and play with this set screw until I get that vibration going away. I don't want to do this with this. This is, as you can see, the chuck jaws in there. It's not structurally sound, and it's out of balance. So I hope this helps, friends. As you can see right here, this is the style that is on most MIDI lathes. This is my 14-inch Rikon, and it's the same deal. You have a jam nut and you have a bolt, and this moves your feet up and down. What you do is you tighten down 3, and then you tighten down the last one, and that's your adjustment. So, hope this helped, friends, and we'll catch you all next time. Wait, don't hit that. All right, friends, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Get these videos out to yourselves and those who need to see it or would benefit from it. I really appreciate y'all sticking with me through these troubling times with the moving from state to state and trying to get this new shop set up. So, thanks for sticking around. We'll catch you guys next time.